Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Swabus, and today we're going to be talking about the first time I ever hit a cart. Now, this story probably happened all the way back in, I think, October 2022. It was our homecoming football game, kinda. It's called Powder Puff. Basically, it's gender swapped football. Basically, that's the best way I can explain it. Guys are the cheerleaders, girls are the ones that are playing football. Um, but I didn't even know if I was gonna really go to this game until the homecoming parade ended, which I decided I was like, yeah, you know what, fuck it, might as well go. I have nothing else to do. Now at the game, I knew my friend. What are we to call him? We're to call him Pogan, and then we got Nathaniel. So we got Pogan and Nathaniel. All right, Pogan's my good friend still to this day, and then Nathaniel doesn't know as much. That's Pogan's older brother. All right, Nathaniel is a pretty essential part to this story. But get there, meet up with Pogan. I'm like, yo, what's up, man? And his brother's there. His brother Nathaniel's there. I kind of know him a little bit at this point, but I start talking to them, and Nathaniel had his friends there. He had his girlfriend there. I don't really remember her name. It's been a really long time. And then this one girl, she was actually a piece of shit. We won't give her a name. She doesn't deserve a name. And then the other guy that was there, who's also a piece of shit, but we will give him a name because he's essentially the story. We'll call him Manuel. We'll call him Manuel. So Manuel, Nathaniel, Pogan, other two people, we're all chilling, watching this game, right? We're all having a good time, all right? They start talking about like vapes and dab pens and shit. Now, up to this point, I think I had actually hit a vape. So that'd probably be a story for another time. That's a vague story, and it's kind of like a stupid story. The first time hitting a vape, it's an irrelevant story. I mean, I probably will talk about the first time I ever bought a vape, but that story, it doesn't matter. It's irrelevant. But we get done, playing this, watching this game go on, and I asked them if they could give me a ride home, which they're happy to, which I was really happy about because I didn't want to have my mom pick me up. So we all, game ends. We all start heading to his car, get in, and we're just driving. Right for a little bit, we're driving around because we have to drop one of Nathaniel's other friends off. So we kind of just driving around a little bit, and I see that up front one of them's hitting the cart. Now at this point, I wasn't really knowledge about what dab pens were, but they kind of started talking about it a little bit. I was like, interesting, interesting, because I don't think I'd ever seen a dab pen in person up to this point. So we drop off this one friend, and Manuel moves back. Manuel's the one who has the cart. All right, he's the important to the story. So I'm kind of talking to him, chatting up. He's an okay guy. He's interesting, but start chatting it up, and then basically it gets to the point where I'm like, well, no, he actually asked me. He's like, hey, would you want to hit? I'm like, I don't know. Like I was kind of nervous too because I never hit a cart, and I kind of knew, even though I didn't know much about carts, that carts were much more powerful than flour, or what I had smoked in general up to that point, which is fucking pot leaves. So I'm talking to him about it. He's like, "You can hit it if you want before I go," and I'm like, "Okay, okay." So it's the point where I'm finally down to take the set, and I probably hit his cart like literally right before we were about to drop him off. So he hands me the cart. I don't know how to hit this thing. Like I'm like, what the fuck do I do? Do I press the button? Do I? He tells me to just hold the button and inhale. So I'm like, okay, I got you. So you know, up to my mouth, hold the button, and I inhale. I probably only took like a 4 or 5 second hit. I took a fucking baby hit, guys. I this was like the fucking smallest cart hit anybody had ever taken. But I was also just scared to take too much of a big rip because I was going, back to my house, and I was too afraid that I would be like really high or something. So I took a small ass hit. Took that small hit, handed him back, and pretty much right after I handed it back to him, we got to his house and said bye to Manuel, and then we go to drop me off next. Now I'm not really feeling anything like car ride home, kind of just chilling, but get to my house, say my goodbyes to everybody, dab everyone up, and get out the car. Now it was at this moment when I got out the car, I started walking up my driveway, and that's the moment when I started to feel a little silly, if I guess you would say. I'm walking up the driveway, and I kind of start feeling like my legs are a little wobbly, and like I feel floaty. I feel floaty. That's the best way to describe how I felt. But walk in the house, open the door. My mom's in the living room, of fucking course. I say hi. I'm like, hey mom, what's up? And she was like, good. Like, how was the game? It was like good. It was all good. Basically trying to fast, just skip through this conversation so I could go to bed and say goodnight to her after talking to her for a sec. And I go to my room and start laying in my bed. Now this, okay, I lay in my bed and I don't know if this was placebo. It might have been, but when I laid in my bed, I really did start to feel it. I just started to feel very calm and relaxed and like just laying there. And in my head, I'm like, damn, bro, I think I'm fucking geeked. So I just kind of lay there and I'm just staring at the ceiling for a little bit until I eventually fell asleep. And then just woke up the next day, and I mean, that was pretty much that. That was my first time hitting a dab pen. This story was there's not that much to it. It's not very involved, but I need to tell this story so it's prepared for the next story, which is what I consider my next story. I'll be talking about the first time I really ever got high, and it is a story to tell. One of my favorite stories, probably. But yeah, that was my first time hitting a dab pen. I hope you guys enjoyed this story time video today. I'm gonna be streaming on Twitch probably tomorrow. And yeah, thank you guys. I'll see you later. Bye.